x equals -2.
Do you want to come up here and show everyone how you did it?
No, I'm
No?
embarrassed.
You're embarrassed. All right, how about you explain it to me? So what was the first thing you did?
I factored it. Oh, this is x plus 2x. Yeah, plus 2x. Yeah. F plus, I factored it into x plus 4, x minus 2.
Okay. Did you do the x like this
No, I did it in my head.
by trial and error?
No,
No.
I just did
you
it
knew
in my
it?
head.
Okay. Great. Well, as we've learned, this is mostly how we've been doing it. If you can do it in your head, great. I would definitely double check, check your answer, make sure that when you multiply it back together that you get the right answer. So our step one, as we know, is to make sure it's in standard form, which it is. Then what we're going to want to do is set it equal to 0. And then we're going to take c, which this is equal to c, which is -8, put it on top of our x, put the 2 on the bottom. We're going to look for two numbers that multiply to equal -8 and add to give you 4, or add to give you 2, I'm sorry. So that's going to be 4 and -2. And then we'll set both equations equal to 0. And that's the answer you got, right, Jonathan?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
What's the general form for what you did with the x?
The standard form of an equation?
The x, where you
Oh.
have -8 and all that Greek stuff.
This is just one way to factor. This is the way we've been doing it in our class. Yes.
The answer to her question is AC at the top over B at the bottom.
That's what I need.
What? Thank you. Chocolate.
Okay, who wants to come up and do number 2?
Yes. What? That's just, it's not a.
Who wants to come up and work out number 2 for everybody?
What did you think I meant? Oh, dirty.
Okay. And while she's working on that, does somebody want to come up and work on 3A? Or we can just discuss this in class.
Oh, so sorry.
No, it's okay.
Thanks.
Good job. And you even put the answer in the correct format there. There you go. Thank you. Okay, good job, Cynthia. That's correct. The f of 3 is equal to 43. So now we're going to move on quickly. This is all stuff we've been doing to transformations. Does anybody remember what the transformation for A would be?
I do.
Yes.
A has two transformations.
Good job.
The negative is a reflection over the x-axis,
Mm-hmm.
and the 1/2 is a shrink by a factor of 1/2.
Right. So by shrink, that means it's getting wider, right? Yeah. Good job. What about B?
It's just to the right.
Horizontal.
Horizontal shift to the right.
Yeah,
Good
horizontal.
job, guys. And you weren't caught up on the negative either. That's right. When it's inside, if you could put parentheses around the x minus 3, that would be inside. So it will be going to the right since it's x minus 3. And what about C?
stretch and a shift down.
A stretch and a shift down 3. Vertical shift, right. And then just kind of looking, number 4, just kind of looking at that graph, what's the approximate, it doesn't have to be exact, what type of transformation is that? A vertical shift or up?
Well, it depends on which one you're starting with, doesn't it?
From the, going from the left to the right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna do just a quick, we're just gonna kind of be reviewing, we're gonna have a quiz in the next 2 days. So tomorrow we're gonna be reviewing, today we're kind of doing activity, but I did just wanna brush up on the transformations, but you guys are pretty aware of what they are. You guys have a good memory. So we're just gonna touch on them very quickly. And here's kind of a little graphic organizer.
Are we gonna be on TV?
Maybe. If you guys are good.
I don't wanna be on YouTube.
Okay, so as you guys can see from your sheet, I just kind of listed out the different types of transformations. You can kind of see that. Really, the only thing you're really going to write on this sheet is what's going to go down in the star at the bottom. But I've got the basic parent function that we had talked about. We can pretty much make any equation, put it into that form. So if we have a transformation that's outside of the parentheses, it's going to be a vertical shift. And if it's positive, so if it's a positive k, it's going to be a vertical shift up. If it's negative k, it's going to be a vertical shift down. Horizontal shift, if it's inside the parentheses, it's going to be right if it's a positive h. So that's why if x minus h, then it's going to move to the right. If it's x plus h, it's going to move to the left by h.
There's a minus.
Right. Good job. For the shrink and stretch, you can just remember if it's a positive, if it's a whole number, if it's greater than 1, it's going to stretch. So you can think if you're stretching someone up, you're going to kind of lengthen them out and make them skinnier, so the graph is going to get skinnier. And then if it's a fraction, if a is between 0 and 1, it's going to shrink, so it's going to get wider and fatter. And then a reflection is just going to be where a will also be negative. So down at the bottom, in this star, you can just go ahead and write the equation y is equal to a minus h to the n plus k. And then we'll do our little arrow. And the a stands for deflection, stretch, or shrink. Our H stands for horizontal. Make sure I'm spelling everything correctly because it's harder for me to see when I'm here.
Aaron got the new pocket.
I'm sorry?
Question.
Yes.
What about if A is 3 over 2? What happens?
Then that's technically greater than 1. So even though it's a fraction, it's still greater than 1. Okay, and then our K represents, we can get a vertical shift from that. Okay, so you guys can just go ahead and put that into the little star.